Even the most chaotic masterminds can't escape embarrassing mistakes. Minions movies are fun and wild, but blink and you'll miss mistakes that slipped past the animators. Let's dig in. 1. Gru's age versus Jaws billboard.
I was like, who are these tiny tater tots? And where did they get so much denim? You just wouldn't quit.
So Gru claims he's 11 3/4 old in Minions, The Rise of Gru. Fair enough, until we get to the theater scene. Look closely at the background. There it is, a massive billboard for the movie Jaws. Cool, right? Except, Jaws came out in 1975. That creates a problem, because if this movie is set in 75, Gru should be 15, not 11. That's a 4-year gap, and it throws the entire timeline into chaos. Either Gru is lying about his age, or the animators dropped the ball big time. It's a small detail, but once you catch it, you can't unsee it. The math doesn't match, and this tiny slip creates a ripple across Gru's origin story. 2. The disappearing lunchbox. Bob's teddy bear is practically sacred, so when he carries it in a small red lunchbox early in Minions, 2015, it makes total sense. He and the gang are about to hitch a ride, and the lunchbox is visible in his hands. But here's where things go bananas. The second they climb into the car, it's gone. Vanished. Not under his arm, not in the seat, not even squished behind him. That lunchbox just blinks out of existence.
Oh, Walter, look! These adorable little freaks are headed to Orlando, too.
Yeah, I see that.
Ok, dime casos. Stuart, ¿qué la aquí?
For a movie that's otherwise detail-rich, this is a surprising error. The teddy is still there. But the container? Nowhere to be found. Animation hiccup? Probably. But for fans who pay attention, it sticks out. 3. Duplicate license plates. In the same highway hitchhiking scene, the Minions wave down a car. First comes a hippie van, then an old lady's vehicle. Different drivers, different cars. But wait, look at the license plates. Both of them read D6413. Yep, same number. Now, unless these cars are secretly part of a cloning experiment, that's a clear copy-paste slip by the animators. Real-world license plates are unique by law, but in Minion world, they're reusable. It's a blink-and-you-miss-it moment, but once it's on your radar, it feels like watching a glitch in the Matrix. The disappearing arrows. Let's talk fairy tales, Minion style. When Scarlet Overkill reimagines the 3 little pigs using Kevin, Stuart, and Bob, things get wild. Stuart plays one of the pigs, and during the scene, he ends up hilariously covered in arrows, stuck all over his back like a pincushion. But just a few seconds later, boom! They're gone. No yanking them out, no animation of the arrows falling off, nothing. 1 second, he's a porcupine, the next, squeaky clean. It's a fast scene, sure, but the disappearing act doesn't go unnoticed, especially in a visual parody like this, where continuity is part of the punchline. The joke lands, but the arrows? Not so much. And while the scene is all about humor and chaos, the missing arrows are a rare moment where the chaos wasn't intentional. It breaks the rhythm of the slapstick and reminds us that even the best animation teams miss a beat sometimes. Dr. Nefario's first meeting error. In Minions, The Rise of Gru, there's a moment meant to feel like history in the making. Gru meets Dr. Nefario for the first time. They're in a gadget shop, and the doc hands Gru a sticky gun, his first villainous tool. Or so we're told. Except, hold up, didn't we already see them meet?
Trying out this new invention of mine. I call it Sticky Fingers.
Yes, I was hoping you're no good.
Yep, in the first Minions movie, Nefario shows up at VillainCon, giving a demo of his freezing ray. Not only was Gru there, he uses that freeze gun by the movie's end. So, how could this store scene be their first meeting? This is more than a casual mistake. It messes with the franchise's origin timeline. The relationship between Gru and Nefario is crucial, and having 2 different first meetings makes it all fuzzy. 6. The 4-stick nunchaku. One of the coolest slow-mo scenes in Minions. The Rise of Gru features the nun villain mid-attack, hurling her weapon at Gru and the Minions. It's meant to be intense, dramatic, and epic. And it is, except for one tiny thing. Her nunchaku suddenly has 4 sticks. Wait, what? By definition, a nunchaku only has 2 sticks connected by a chain or rope. But as the camera slows everything down, the weapon is clearly shown with 4 segments flying through the air. No motion blur, no speed trickery, just a full-blown animation. Oops. In any fast-paced scene, it's easy to slip in an extra frame or two. But in slow motion, there's nowhere to hide. What should have been a sleek martial arts moment turns into a blink and cringe animation fail. 7th skin color switch in kids playing ball.
Quando le pari mene, ile makumaki perian. Minu, nunu pura stupa!
Now this one? Hard to miss once you notice it. In Minions, The Rise of Gru, there's a charming background scene where Otto walks by a group of kids playing with a ball. It's quick but clear. One of the children is a black girl in a yellow dress. Then Otto trips, and when we see the kids again, wait, what? The same girl is suddenly white, wearing the exact same dress. Same group, same ball, same shot setup. But her skin tone has completely changed. It's not just a lighting issue. It's a full-on animation switch. This kind of inconsistency is rare but jarring, especially in a movie with such high production value. Animators usually keep character models locked, especially for repeating background scenes. So, a change this noticeable raises questions. Was it a late-stage render error? A rushed fix? We'll probably never know. What do we know? Once you see it, you can't unsee it. 8. Sudden tree shadow appears. In that same backyard scene. Yep, the one with the kids and Otto. The continuity errors keep stacking up. At first, the yard looks normal. Wide shot, no strong shadows, just clean lighting across the lawn. Everything looks consistent. But then, just a few frames later, a huge tree shadow appears on the ground. No tree is visible from the previous angle. No build-up. It just drops into the scene like it teleported. Tree shadows are tough in animation because they move with both lighting and camera angles. But this one feels like it came out of nowhere, almost like it was forgotten and added last minute to match a later shot. It's not a deal breaker, but once you notice it, it gives off some rushed vibes. In a movie where everything else feels intentional and polished, this little visual jump sticks out. 9. Otto's magical slide bath. Otto is arguably one of the most chaotic minions, and in this scene, he's also magically squeaky clean. Here's what happens. Otto, running with the amulet, trips and tumbles hard into a mud puddle. He's completely covered in grime, head to toe. But then, he jumps on a playground slide, and whoosh! Suddenly he's sparkling clean, soaring through the air like he just stepped out of a detergent commercial. Let's be honest, that's not how slides work. There's no water, no soap, not even a towel in sight. Just one magic slide that somehow scrubs him spotless in less than 2 seconds. It's a fun visual, sure, and works for cartoon logic. But considering how detailed the animators are with dirt, water, and smudges in other scenes, this shortcut feels a bit too convenient. A quick laugh, but a mistake when you play it back. Still, it's Otto, so maybe he is that special. 10. Duct tape appears out of nowhere.
Hello, la 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 la. Eh?
That's not evil or a talent.
Ah. Yeah. La 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 la. Hello.
Villain Con is wild. Gadgets flying, villains recruiting, minions fangirling. But there's one sneaky detail you probably missed. When Bob tries to make his teddy bear look more evil, he grabs a roll of duct tape and slaps it over one of the bear's eyes. Classic villain upgrade. He pulls the tape from the recruiter's table, acting like it's just lying there, ready to use. But if you rewind just a few seconds, there's no duct tape on that table. None. The recruiter's setup has a few props and papers, but not a single roll of tape in sight. Then suddenly, as Bob needs it, the duct tape appears like magic. Boom! Plot convenience to the rescue. This kind of appearing object is more common than you think in fast-paced animations. Still, it's fun to pause and realize, wait, where did that come from? Even chaos needs a little logic. And duct tape doesn't just materialize unless you're a minion. 11. The flipping knife handle. Here's one that only the super observant fans would catch. But once you do, it's hard to unsee. During the road trip scene with the crime family, the mom is casually slicing apples with a knife while the minions ride along. It's a fun, almost sweet moment. But take a closer look at the knife. In one shot, the knife handle curves upward. Then, just seconds later, in a different camera angle, it curves downward. Same knife, same hand. No time for flipping. This isn't a super dramatic mistake, but it does mess with the scene's continuity. Animators sometimes mirror scenes or reuse assets, and it can result in little position flips like this, especially when working with curved or asymmetrical props. It doesn't affect the plot, sure, but in a movie full of visual gags and fast-paced action, these little slips are like Easter eggs for detail hunters. 12th, the vanishing Wild Knuckles poster.
Wild Knuckles! Oh! Oh! You're alive? Wow, my favorite villain is also my kidnapper?
And finally, let's head back to where young Gru dreams of villainy, his bedroom. The walls are plastered with posters of the Vicious Six, especially his idol, Wild Knuckles. These posters set the tone for Gru's ambition and obsession. But in one cozy moment, as Kevin joins Bob in Gru's bed, something weird happens in the background. Right behind Gru's head, the Wild Knuckles poster just vanishes. It was there in the wide shot, clear as day. Then poof, gone in the close-up. No explanation, no tear or damage, just a blank wall where the poster used to be. It's another classic case of background inconsistency. With so much movement and animation layering, sometimes parts of the set just get left out. But in a movie where posters define the character's dream, it feels like a noticeable slip-up. It's quick, but a "wait, what?" moment when you re-watch. Even the world's most mischievous minions can't escape animation bloopers. These 12 mistakes prove that even the best studios have their off moments, but that just makes watching more fun. Did you catch any of these before? Let us know which surprised you the most, and we'll see you in the next one.